mistakes don't define you, how you rise after them does. Ladies and gentlemen, we all stumble at some point. It's inevitable. Mistakes are part of life, part of what makes us human. But here's the real question: when you fall, what do you do next? Do you stay down, drowning in regret and self-pity? Or do you rise with new resolve, ready to move forward with the lesson that mistake just taught you? You see, it's not the mistakes that define us, but how we react to them. Some people let their failures cripple them, while others let them be the reason they grow stronger. Life never asks for perfection. It doesn't expect you to have it all figured out. But life demands that you learn. It demands that you take every stumble, every misstep, and turn it into a stepping stone toward the person you were meant to become. Every mistake carries a lesson hidden like treasure, waiting for you to uncover. And it's up to you to dig deep, find that lesson, and use it to build yourself into something greater. Think about it, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Every success story you've heard has a history of failure behind it. If you're too scared of making mistakes, you'll never take the risk needed to grow. Mistakes are like mirrors reflecting back at you, showing exactly where you are and what needs to change. Don't run from that reflection. Look at it, face it. Because when you stop fearing your mistakes, you start using them. Owning your mistakes means looking in the mirror and facing the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it might be. It's about recognizing that your actions, choices, or lack thereof led to a certain outcome, and that no one else is responsible for it. Taking responsibility is not a sign of weakness, it's a display of immense strength. It means you're mature enough to acknowledge where you went wrong and brave enough to confront it head on. Blaming others might feel easy in the moment, but it leaves you powerless. When you point fingers, you give control to external forces, convincing yourself that you have no say in how things turn out. But the reality is, the more you shift blame, the more you trap yourself in a cycle of excuses, never learning, never improving. Owning your mistakes, on the other hand, empowers you to break free from this pattern and regain control of your path. Taking responsibility means embracing accountability. When you own your actions, you're in the driver's seat of your life. You have the ability to correct your course, change your approach, and move forward with intention. You are no longer a passive bystander in your own story, but an active participant. It's not about what went wrong, it's about what you're going to do about it. Owning your mistakes requires humility. It takes courage to admit when you've messed up, but that humility is what opens the door to growth. When you stop pretending to have all the answers, you become teachable. You allow yourself the chance to learn something new, something that could propel you further than you ever thought possible. True growth begins the moment you stop justifying your mistakes and start understanding them. Instead of making excuses, ask yourself what led to the misstep. Was it a lack of preparation? A poor decision in the heat of the moment? Identifying the root cause is crucial to learning and preventing similar mistakes in the future. When you take ownership, you build trust not just with others, but with yourself. People respect those who can admit when they're wrong. More importantly, you begin to trust yourself to navigate through difficult situations because you know that no matter what happens, you'll hold yourself accountable. That trust fuels your confidence to take on new challenges without fear of failure. Accountability doesn't just apply to the big, glaring mistakes, it's just as important for the small, everyday missteps. Whether it's missing a deadline, saying something hurtful, or breaking a promise to yourself, every action matters. Each time you choose to take responsibility, you reinforce the mindset of ownership, which leads to continuous growth. Owning your mistakes transforms how you handle adversity. When you accept responsibility, you stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start viewing them as lessons. You become solution-oriented, ready to tackle the next challenge rather than dwelling on what went wrong. It's this shift in mindset that turns failures into opportunities. Taking responsibility empowers you to make better decisions moving forward. Once you recognize your role in the outcome, you gain valuable insight into how to approach things differently next time. You develop a sharper sense of judgment and a deeper understanding of the consequences of your actions, which leads to more informed choices. Owning your mistakes allows you to move on. When you take responsibility, you free yourself from the weight of guilt and regret. Instead of being haunted by past errors, you give yourself permission to learn and grow. With each step forward, you become more resilient, more prepared, and more determined to reach your goals. Reflecting on your mistakes is essential for growth. It allows you to take a step back and see the bigger picture, to understand not just what went wrong, but why. Without reflection, mistakes can easily repeat themselves. But there's a fine line between reflection and dwelling. Reflection pushes you forward, while dwelling holds you back, trapping you in a cycle of regret and self-doubt. When you reflect, you're actively engaging in the process of learning. It's about analyzing the situation, breaking it down, and asking the tough questions: what decisions led to this outcome? Could it have been avoided? What will I do differently next time? This mindset turns mistakes into tools for improvement, providing you with insights that will make you stronger. Dwelling, on the other hand, is passive. It keeps you stuck, replaying the mistake over and over without finding a way to move beyond it. The longer you dwell, the more your mind focuses on the failure itself, rather than the lessons it can offer. Over time, this can erode your confidence and prevent you from taking the necessary steps to improve. It's important to recognize that mistakes are part of life's learning curve. No one is immune to failure, and reflecting on your missteps is not about beating yourself up. It's about using that experience to propel yourself forward. When you choose to reflect instead of dwell, you acknowledge the mistake without letting it define you. You give yourself the opportunity to grow. Reflecting means asking yourself what you can learn from the situation. Maybe the mistake was the result of poor planning, miscommunication, or simply an impulsive decision. Whatever the cause, reflecting allows you to pinpoint the issue and find ways to prevent it from happening again. This process of self-evaluation is what makes mistakes valuable learning experiences. To avoid dwelling, it's crucial to put a time limit on how long you allow yourself to feel the weight of the mistake. Feel the disappointment, acknowledge the frustration, but don't let it consume you. Once you've reflected and gained the necessary insights, it's time to shift your focus. Instead of thinking about the mistake, think about the solutions. What's your next step? How will you apply what you've learned? When you reflect without dwelling, you build resilience. Mistakes no longer feel like the end of the world, they become part of your journey. You develop the ability to bounce back more quickly because you've trained yourself to seek lessons instead of lingering in regret. This shift in mindset transforms failure into fuel, something that strengthens your resolve rather than weakens it. Learning to reflect also helps you maintain a balanced perspective. A single mistake doesn't define your entire character or worth. By reflecting, you gain clarity on the situation and can better see the mistake for what it truly is: a moment of error, not a lifelong flaw. This understanding allows you to move forward with confidence, knowing that one misstep doesn't overshadow all your achievements. Reflection is about forward momentum. Once you've processed the mistake, use it as a stepping stone to take action. Whether that means adjusting your strategy, improving your skills, or simply being more mindful in the future, reflecting helps you refocus your energy on growth. It shifts the narrative from failure to progress. Reflecting allows you to forgive yourself. No one is perfect, and mistakes are inevitable. When you take time to reflect, you're giving yourself the space to understand, learn, and grow. By focusing on the lessons rather than the failure itself, you allow yourself to move forward with purpose and determination. Every mistake holds a valuable lesson if you're willing to look for it. The problem is, too often we see failure as a setback, something to be ashamed of, but in reality, it's through mistakes that we gain the most important insights. Each misstep provides you with the chance to understand something you didn't know before. Instead of seeing it as defeat, View it as a stepping stone toward becoming wiser and stronger. When you shift your mindset to see mistakes as lessons, you remove the emotional weight that often accompanies failure. It's not about what went wrong, it's about what you can take away from it. That perspective empowers you to look beyond the disappointment and focus on how you can grow. The key is to always ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Mistakes are an opportunity to sharpen your skills. Whether it's in your personal life, career, or relationships, each mistake teaches you something new about yourself and the world around you. Did you overlook something important? Did you act too quickly? Every mistake reveals a gap in your knowledge or approach, and recognizing that gap allows you to fill it with wisdom. When you view mistakes as lessons, they lose their power to discourage you. Instead of feeling defeated, you become motivated to try again, this time with more clarity and insight. You understand that failure isn't the end of the road, it's just a detour, guiding you toward a better path. This mindset keeps you moving forward, no matter how many times you fall. Learning from mistakes also strengthens your problem-solving skills. Each failure forces you to reassess your approach, analyze what went wrong, and think critically about how to avoid the same error in the future. This process of reflection and adjustment enhances your ability to tackle challenges more effectively as you continue to grow. When you see mistakes as lessons, you open yourself up to endless possibilities for improvement. Each lesson learned adds another tool to your arsenal, equipping you to handle future situations with more confidence and skill. You start to see every failure as an opportunity for self-improvement rather than a mark of incompetence. The beauty of seeing mistakes as lessons is that they keep you humble. Every time you fail, you're reminded that there's always something more to learn, no matter how much experience or success you've achieved. This humility keeps you grounded, curious, and open to new ideas, which ultimately fuels your growth. Mistakes often push you out of your comfort zone. They force you to rethink your strategies and try new approaches. This discomfort, while challenging, is where real growth happens. By embracing the lessons that come from mistakes, you step outside of what's familiar and allow yourself to evolve in ways you never imagined. Each mistake offers a unique lesson tailored specifically to your journey. What you learn from your failures is personal and relevant to your own path. That's why it's so important to pay attention, reflect, and apply those lessons moving forward. These experiences shape who you are, helping you become more resilient and adaptable. When you start seeing mistakes as lessons, you'll notice that failure no longer feels like something to fear. It becomes a necessary part of the process. You begin to understand that every successful person has failed countless times before getting it right. And that's where the power lies, not in avoiding mistakes, but in learning from each one and continuing to move forward with purpose. Developing resilience begins with facing your mistakes head on. It's never easy to acknowledge where you went wrong, but each time you do, you take the first step towards strengthening your ability to handle setbacks. Mistakes don't define you, what you do after them does. Every time you rise from failure, you're building the inner toughness necessary to navigate life's challenges. Resilience isn't something you're born with, it's a skill you develop through experience. Each mistake you encounter presents an opportunity to practice perseverance. The more you embrace those challenges, the more you condition your mind to bounce back from adversity. You start to realize that no failure is permanent, as long as you're willing to keep moving forward. When you cultivate resilience, mistakes lose their sting. Yes, they're frustrating, and yes, they can be painful, but over time, you learn not to let them shake your confidence. Resilience allows you to see mistakes for what they are: temporary roadblocks, not dead ends. With each setback, you gain the strength to recover more quickly and press on toward your goals. Bouncing back from mistakes teaches you that adversity is a part of life. No one achieves success without facing obstacles. Resilience is what enables you to endure the tough moments, to weather the storm and emerge stronger on the other side. It's not about avoiding failure, but about learning how to respond to it with grit and determination. Mistakes challenge you to adapt and grow. When you make a mistake, you're forced to rethink your approach, adjust your methods, and come back stronger. This ability to adapt in the face of setbacks is the essence of resilience. It keeps you from getting stuck in frustration or self-doubt, and instead propels you toward creative solutions. Resilience builds your mental toughness. Each time you push through a setback, you're strengthening your ability to handle the next one. You start to develop a mindset that isn't easily swayed by failure. You know that no matter how many times you fall, you can get back up. That unshakable belief in your ability to overcome challenges is what sets resilient people apart. Over time, resilience makes you more confident. As you face mistakes and bounce back, you begin to trust in your own strength. You understand that setbacks are temporary and that you have the power to overcome them. This confidence helps you approach future challenges with a sense of calm and determination, knowing that you've weathered storms before and can do it again. Mistakes also teach you patience. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back quickly, it's about enduring through the long haul. Not every problem can be solved overnight, and sometimes the path to recovery is slow. But resilience gives you the patience to keep going, even when progress feels slow. You learn to trust the process, knowing that persistence will eventually pay off. Resilience turns failure into fuel. Instead of letting mistakes discourage you, resilient people use them as motivation to keep striving. Each setback becomes a reason to work harder, to improve, and to prove to yourself that you can rise above it. This ability to turn failure into drive is one of the most powerful aspects of resilience. Resilience is a lifelong skill. Life is unpredictable, full of ups and downs. Developing resilience ensures that you're equipped to handle whatever comes your way. Mistakes will happen, challenges will arise, but with resilience, you know you have the strength to face them all. It's this resilience that carries you through life's toughest moments and keeps you moving forward, no matter what. If you find yourself making the same mistakes over and over, it's a clear indication that something needs to change. Repeating the same actions and expecting different results is a trap. Recognizing this is the first step toward growth. You have to be willing to alter your approach, no matter how comfortable or familiar it feels. Growth begins when you decide to step outside your usual patterns. Changing your approach starts with self-awareness. You need to examine what isn't working and be honest with yourself about why. Sometimes the issue is a flawed strategy, a lack of preparation, or an ineffective mindset. Whatever the cause, identifying it is key to making the adjustments necessary to move forward. Reflection leads to clarity, and clarity opens the door to change. It takes courage to change your approach. Many people get stuck in their ways, even when those ways are leading them toward repeated failure. But learning from mistakes means you have to be adaptable. The willingness to shift your thinking, try new methods, and explore alternative solutions is what separates those who learn from those who remain stagnant. Being open to change doesn't mean abandoning everything you know. It means being flexible enough to integrate new ideas and perspectives into your existing framework. Perhaps there's a more efficient way to approach the problem, or maybe you need to look at it from a different angle. Adjusting your approach is about evolution, not rejection of what you've already learned. Sometimes changing your approach means embracing new challenges. If you've been doing the same thing for a long time, it can be difficult to step into unfamiliar territory, but growth doesn't happen inside your comfort zone. Adapting to new approaches forces you to stretch beyond what's easy and familiar, pushing you to discover new strengths and insights. A critical part of changing your approach is being willing to let go of what's not working. Holding on to methods or strategies that have consistently led to mistakes only holds you back. It's important to recognize when it's time to pivot and pursue a new direction. Letting go doesn't mean giving up, it means learning and evolving into something better. When you change your approach, you gain fresh perspectives. What may have seemed like an insurmountable problem before suddenly becomes manageable with a new strategy. Often the solution is within reach, but it requires a shift in thinking to see it. By being open to new approaches, you allow yourself to see solutions that were previously hidden. Adapting your approach also shows a commitment to progress. It demonstrates that you're not content with repeating the same mistakes or being held back by the same obstacles. You're willing to do what it takes to grow, even if it means abandoning familiar habits. This willingness to change is what drives continuous improvement. The beauty of adjusting your approach is that it encourages innovation. When you break away from repetitive mistakes, you open up new possibilities for creativity and problem solving. You start to see opportunities where there were once only challenges. Innovation is born from the willingness to question the status quo and explore new paths. Ultimately, learning from mistakes means being flexible in your thinking and actions. It's about understanding that there is no one-size-fits-all solution, and that growth often requires adapting to different circumstances. When you commit to changing your approach, you position yourself for greater success. You're not just learning from your mistakes, you're transforming them into opportunities for breakthrough. Chasing perfection will only lead to frustration because perfection is unattainable. The sooner you let go of that illusion, the more room you create for growth. Instead of striving to be flawless, focus on becoming better each day. Growth is a process, and mistakes are an essential part of that process. They are the stepping stones that guide you along the path to improvement. When you shift your mindset from perfection to progress, you free yourself from the fear of failure. You no longer view mistakes as signs of inadequacy, but as opportunities to learn and evolve. Every misstep brings you valuable lessons that move you closer to your goals. The key is to embrace those lessons rather than being consumed by the desire to be perfect. Mistakes are inevitable, but growth is a choice. You can either let mistakes hold you back or use them as fuel for self-improvement. Each time you learn from a mistake, you become a little wiser, a little more skilled, and a little more prepared for the next challenge. The accumulation of these small improvements over time is what leads to real, lasting growth. Focusing on growth means being patient with yourself. Progress isn't always immediate, and setbacks are part of the journey. When you fixate on perfection, you set unrealistic expectations that only lead to disappointment. But when your focus is on growth, you understand that every small step forward is meaningful, even if it comes after a stumble. Growth requires humility. You have to be willing to admit when you've made a mistake and be open to learning from it. Perfectionism often leads to denial and defensiveness because it doesn't leave room for error. But those who focus on growth aren't afraid to acknowledge their imperfections. They recognize that admitting their mistakes is the first step toward improving. The pursuit of growth keeps you grounded in reality. Perfectionism is a fantasy, but growth is achievable and measurable. You can track your progress, celebrate your improvements, and see how far you've come. With each lesson learned from a mistake, you move closer to your goals, even if it's just by an inch. Growth is tangible, and that's what makes it so powerful. When you focus on growth, you become more resilient. You understand that mistakes are temporary and that progress is ongoing. Perfectionism often leads to giving up at the first sign of failure because it sets an unattainable standard. But when your aim is growth, you're more likely to persevere through mistakes because you know they're just part of the process. Growth is about constant evolution. The more you learn from your mistakes, the more you adapt, improve, and expand your capabilities. There's always room to grow, no matter how much you achieve. The pursuit of growth keeps you curious, motivated, and willing to embrace new challenges because you understand that every experience, good or bad, helps you move forward. Focusing on growth also shifts your mindset from competition to self-improvement. When you're obsessed with perfection, you tend to compare yourself to others, striving to meet impossible standards. But when your focus is on personal growth, the only person you're competing with is yourself. You measure success by how much better you are today than you were yesterday. Focusing on growth is about embracing the journey, not just the destination. Mistakes are not roadblocks, they are learning moments that shape you along the way. Each one gives you the opportunity to evolve, refine your skills, and inch closer to your dreams. Growth is continuous, and as long as you're committed to learning from your mistakes, there's no limit to how far you can go. Feedback is a powerful tool for growth, especially when it comes to learning from mistakes. It's easy to get caught up in your own perspective, but sometimes you need an outside view to see what you might have missed. Embracing feedback means being open to hearing what others have to say, even when it's uncomfortable. It's not about criticism for the sake of tearing you down, but about offering insights that can help you rise to the next level. Constructive criticism is a gift, but it requires humility to accept. It's natural to feel defensive when someone points out your mistakes, but growth comes when you let go of that defensiveness and listen with an open mind. Feedback offers a chance to learn faster and more effectively because it provides guidance on where you need to improve. It gives you direction on how to turn your mistakes into opportunities for growth. To truly embrace feedback, you must view it as a learning opportunity, not a personal attack. The goal is to make you better, not to highlight your flaws. When someone offers you constructive criticism, they are investing in your growth. By taking their advice seriously, you show that you're committed to evolving, even if it means confronting uncomfortable truths. Feedback is like a mirror. It reflects areas where you need improvement, but it also shows you your potential. The more you're willing to listen, the more you'll grow. Sometimes others see strengths in you that you may not even recognize, and they can help guide you in a direction that maximizes those strengths. Feedback illuminates both your blind spots and your abilities. One of the greatest benefits of feedback is that it helps you avoid repeating the same mistakes. When you're open to learning from others, you gain insights that can prevent future missteps. Constructive feedback allows you to make adjustments before problems escalate, giving you the tools to refine your approach and improve your results in real time. Embracing feedback fosters resilience. It's not always easy to hear where you went wrong, but when you build the mental toughness to accept and learn from feedback, you strengthen your ability to handle criticism with grace. Instead of seeing feedback as something that tears you down, you begin to see it as something that builds you up one lesson at a time. Feedback also encourages collaboration and growth in relationships. When you're open to others' perspectives, you create a space for healthy dialogue and mutual learning. People are more likely to support and guide you when they see that you're receptive to their input. In turn, you create an environment where everyone involved can grow, learning from each other's experiences and insights. Being open to feedback also enhances your adaptability. Life is full of unexpected challenges, and being willing to listen to others helps you adjust to new situations more effectively. The more perspectives you gather, the better equipped you are to handle complex problems and find creative solutions. Feedback is like gathering tools for your toolkit. You never know when one will come in handy. It's important to seek feedback proactively. Don't just wait for it to come to you. Ask others for their honest opinions about how you can improve. This shows initiative and demonstrates that you're serious about learning from your mistakes. Proactively seeking feedback is a sign of confidence, not weakness. It shows that you're secure enough in your abilities to know that there's always room for improvement. At the heart of embracing feedback is the understanding that you're a work in progress. Perfection doesn't exist, but progress does. Every piece of feedback you receive is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. Learning from mistakes through the eyes of others accelerates your growth and helps you reach your goals faster and more effectively. Humility is an essential quality when it comes to learning from mistakes. Life has a way of bringing us back to reality, reminding us that no one is infallible. Embracing humility allows you to acknowledge your shortcomings and recognize that you, like everyone else, are on a journey of growth. It's not about diminishing your worth, but rather understanding that your value isn't defined by your mistakes. Staying humble means being willing to admit when you're wrong. It's easy to get caught up in pride, to deflect blame or make excuses. But true strength lies in the ability to own your mistakes. When you can stand up and say, "I messed up," you take the first step toward correcting your course. This honesty not only builds your character, but also fosters trust with those around you. Being humble also opens the door to learning. When you acknowledge your imperfections, you become more teachable. You can absorb lessons from every experience, gaining wisdom that helps you navigate future challenges. The moment you think you have all the answers is the moment you stop growing. Humility keeps you curious, inviting you to explore new ideas and perspectives. Mistakes can serve as powerful teachers, but only if you approach them with a humble heart. Every misstep carries valuable lessons that can guide you on your path. When you're willing to reflect on your errors without judgment, you begin to understand what went wrong and how to avoid repeating it. Humility allows you to see mistakes not as failures, but as opportunities for improvement. Staying humble also keeps you grounded. Life has a way of throwing curveballs, and the higher you climb, the harder you can fall. Humility ensures that you don't lose sight of your values or the people who matter most. It reminds you that success isn't just about personal achievement, it's also about lifting others up along the way. When you remain humble, you create an environment where everyone feels valued and empowered. Humility can act as a catalyst for deeper connections with others. When you admit your mistakes and embrace vulnerability, you invite others to do the same. This creates a culture of openness where everyone feels safe to share their experiences, fostering collaboration and collective growth. A humble attitude encourages teamwork and strengthens relationships, making it easier to navigate challenges together. Adopting a humble mindset also enhances your resilience. Mistakes can be disheartening, but humility allows you to bounce back with renewed determination. Instead of being overwhelmed by the fear of failure, you learn to view setbacks as stepping stones. This resilience becomes a powerful asset, enabling you to persist through adversity while maintaining a clear sense of purpose. Staying humble means recognizing that learning is a lifelong journey. No matter how successful you become or how much you achieve, there will always be more to learn. Every experience adds to your understanding, and every person you encounter has something valuable to teach you. Humility keeps your mind open to new knowledge and perspectives, ensuring you never stop evolving. Humility reinforces the importance of gratitude. When you recognize that your successes are often the result of the support and guidance of others, you cultivate a deeper appreciation for those around you. A humble attitude allows you to celebrate your achievements without losing sight of the contributions of others. It's a reminder that we all stand on the shoulders of those who have come before us, and we should honor that legacy by remaining humble. Humility is a cornerstone of personal growth. It empowers you to embrace mistakes as valuable lessons, keeps you grounded in your values, and fosters meaningful connections with others. The path to self-improvement is paved with humility. And as you learn to stay humble in the face of mistakes, you unlock the door to a brighter future. Mistakes can be powerful catalysts for motivation if you let them. Instead of viewing setbacks as reasons to give up, consider them as opportunities to ignite your passion. Each failure has the potential to propel you forward, pushing you to rise above challenges and pursue your goals with renewed vigor. The key lies in your mindset, embracing mistakes as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. When you turn your mistakes into motivation, you transform pain into power. Every time you stumble, you have a choice: wallow in disappointment or rise with determination. Let each misstep fuel your desire to improve, to become better than you were yesterday. By reframing your perspective, you can harness the energy from your failures and channel it into productive action. Setbacks are not the end, they are merely part of the journey. The most successful individuals understand that every setback is a setup for a comeback. They see failures as learning experiences, teaching them invaluable lessons that drive future success. By adopting this mindset, you can shift your focus from what went wrong to what you can do differently moving forward. Every mistake brings with it the gift of wisdom. allowing you to navigate your path more effectively. The fire inside you should burn brighter after every mistake. Let that passion motivate you to keep pushing forward, to pursue your dreams with relentless determination. Instead of being discouraged, let your setbacks serve as reminders of your strength and resilience. You have the power to transform negativity into motivation, using each failure to fuel your ambition and drive. To turn mistakes into motivation, create a plan of action. Identify what went wrong and outline steps to improve. This proactive approach empowers you to take control of your journey. By focusing on solutions instead of problems, you'll find the motivation to keep moving forward. Make each setback a launching pad for future success, transforming adversity into your greatest ally. Celebrating small victories along the way can also amplify your motivation. Each step forward, no matter how small, is worth recognizing. When you acknowledge your progress, you build momentum that propels you further along your path. Remember that success is not just about the destination, it's also about the journey. Embrace every achievement and use them as motivation to continue pushing yourself. Your attitude toward mistakes can significantly impact your motivation. When you view failures as temporary and surmountable, you create a mindset that thrives on challenges. Instead of fearing mistakes, welcome them as opportunities to grow. This shift in perspective will not only help you stay motivated, but also encourage those around you to adopt a similar mindset, creating a culture of resilience and determination. Surround yourself with supportive people who uplift and encourage you. Their positive energy can serve as a powerful motivator when faced with setbacks. Share your experiences and insights with others who have faced similar challenges. This sense of community reinforces the idea that you're not alone in your struggles and that everyone experiences failure at some point. Together, you can turn your mistakes into motivation and inspire one another to reach greater heights. Visualize your goals and the person you want to become. When mistakes threaten to derail your journey, remind yourself of your vision. This clarity will help you stay focused and motivated, pushing you to overcome obstacles. By keeping your goals front and center, you can turn your mistakes into a driving force that propels you forward, fueling your determination to achieve your dreams. Turning mistakes into motivation is a powerful mindset that can shape your journey. Embrace the lessons learned, channel your energy into positive action, and let each setback serve as a reminder of your strength. As you navigate the ups and downs of life, remember that your ability to turn mistakes into motivation is what sets you apart and propels you toward greatness. In life, mistakes are inevitable. What truly matters is how you respond to them. When you find yourself grappling with a misstep, ask yourself what's next. This simple question can shift your focus from the past to the future, allowing you to prioritize growth over regret. It's essential to keep moving forward, to not let past failures anchor you down. Moving forward doesn't mean ignoring your mistakes. Instead, it means acknowledging them and learning from them without allowing them to define you. Each mistake holds valuable lessons, but dwelling on them for too long only hampers your progress. Understand that the past is behind you, and the only way to truly grow is to keep pushing ahead. Every step forward is a testament to your resilience and determination. When faced with setbacks, maintain a forward momentum. Picture your goals and dreams and let that vision pull you toward the future. Each time you overcome a mistake, you build momentum that carries you closer to your aspirations. Instead of wallowing in self-pity or disappointment, let your failures be a catalyst for action. Remember, the best is yet to come if you keep moving forward. Keeping the right mindset is crucial when navigating through mistakes. Choose to view setbacks as temporary hurdles, not as insurmountable obstacles. This mindset encourages a proactive approach to problem solving. When you encounter a challenge, remind yourself that it's an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Embrace each misstep as a stepping stone toward a more fulfilling life. Surround yourself with positivity and support as you move forward. Engage with people who uplift you and inspire growth. Their encouragement can help you maintain the motivation needed to keep progressing. A supportive network fosters an environment where mistakes are not feared but embraced as part of the journey. Together, you can build resilience and face challenges with confidence. Remember, progress is not always linear. There will be ups and downs along the way, and that's perfectly normal. What matters most is that you don't let setbacks deter you from your path. Every time you stumble, it's an opportunity to learn and adapt. By focusing on continuous improvement, you can navigate life's challenges with grace and determination. Visualization can also play a significant role in maintaining forward momentum. Picture where you want to be and use that image to propel yourself out of the shadow of your mistakes. When you can clearly see your destination, it becomes easier to take the necessary steps to get there. Let your vision guide you, helping you to stay focused on what truly matters. Embracing change is a critical component of moving forward. When you encounter mistakes, be open to adjusting your strategies and approaches. Stagnation only breeds frustration, while flexibility allows you to adapt and thrive. This willingness to change keeps your path dynamic and exciting, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. Ultimately, keeping a forward focus empowers you to embrace life fully. Each mistake becomes a valuable part of your story, contributing to your growth and development. Rather than letting failures define you, allow them to shape you into a stronger, wiser individual. By prioritizing movement over stagnation, you unlock the door to a future filled with endless possibilities. In the journey of life, the ability to keep moving forward after a mistake is a hallmark of strength and resilience. Every step you take is a testament to your determination to rise above challenges and pursue your dreams. So the next time you stumble, remember to ask yourself, what's next, and keep forging ahead, because the best is yet to come. As we conclude this journey of understanding mistakes and the profound lessons they offer, I want you to remember these mistakes are not your enemies, they are your allies in the pursuit of greatness. Each misstep you encounter is an invitation to rise stronger, to evolve, and to become the person you were destined to be. Don't shy away from the lessons that come with failure. Embrace them, own them, transform them into fuel for your journey. Life will test you. It will throw challenges your way to see how you respond. But let me tell you this, your response defines your character. You have the power to choose how to move forward. So when you find yourself standing at the crossroads of regret and growth, I urge you to choose growth. Keep moving forward. The best is yet to come. Your past does not dictate your future, it merely shapes the incredible story you are writing. You are the author of your life, and every chapter, every mistake adds depth to your narrative. Use your failures to build resilience, to cultivate humility, and to ignite your passion. Remember, it's not about the fall, it's about the rise that follows. So when you stumble, and don't stay down, get back up, dust yourself off, and keep pushing forward. Let your mistakes be the stepping stones to your success. Now go out there and own your journey. Stand tall in the face of adversity, knowing that every setback is a setup for a comeback. Your destiny is waiting for you. Make it happen. Learn from your mistakes, keep moving forward, and show the world the strength that resides within you. You have what it takes. Now go and chase your dreams with relentless passion. Thank you.